People who knowingly have children out in the world, but are not involved with them. What happened? And how does it feel knowing you have offspring, but no contact? I just watched a video of a man walking up to strangers in the street and calling them dad, to which one of the strangers started running full speed in the opposite direction, and it got me thinking that maybe dads could have offspring out there and be totally unaware of it. Almost 15 years ago I was seeing a woman for a while and she vanished. Turns out she had a kid, she put him up for adoption then came back around. I erroneously got a letter from a lawyer about the child, and me not having adoption rights. I'll never get to see him unless he reaches out at 18. I haven't thought about this for a long time, but it still hurts. I was too dumb to wear a condom and she lied about birth control. I don't really know if the child is mine, which makes it even more confusing. I'm the kid. Bio-dad walked out on me and my sister when it became apparent her life was going to be complicated by mental health issues. 20 years later he's been kicked out of his replacement family for not accepting the eldest daughter being gay. The thought of him lying on his deathbed, wondering if we ever forgave him, regretting the life that led him to his lonely misery, keeps me warm at night. I hope I spontaneously develop the first confirmed case of psychic powers so I can tell him no, we never forgave him. In fact, as time passed our hatred only grew as we became adults and realized just how shitty a person has to be to nope out like that. I hope his death is as painful as what he did to us, and twice as drawn out. My child's father was absent. He went on to have 2 more children and he's done the same to them. So sad. I am good friends with the mum and our girls stay in touch that way. My cousin's boyfriend fiance walked out on her when she was 7 months pregnant and he was never seen or heard from again. She never got a penny from him either. The craziest part is that the 2 families had already met and his family was well aware that they were expecting a kid. So do they all just accept that he abandoned her and his would-be child and never speak of it again? Yeah, I'd think after 30 years that at least one person would have a conscience and try to reach out to my cousin or her daughter, but never a word from anybody. I'm the kid in this situation, but yeah, I'm not involved with my dad because he's too controlling or overbearing. He wanted access to my bank account one time. I told him outright he can see my bank account if I'm dead before him due to some freak accident. Otherwise he'll never see it. He'll go on 45 minutes rants about politics, jobs, but usually both, and I don't have the time for that. He's also drunk 70 of the time at night, so I never know if I get normal dad or drunk dad. So I just don't bother calling except every 2 weeks, mainly during the day for a minute or 2. I'm the kid in this case. My father went out one morning and just never came back. He took mom's savings and there was a lot of lying, deflecting, being defensive, refusing to answer my questions. I can totally understand why he felt he had to leave. It was just how that upset everyone. Haven't seen him in about 20 years and have no desire to. I think in all that time he only remembered my birthday a couple of times. Sometimes it's better and safer they are not involved. A person who can abandon a child might forget to feed them or banish them to a closet or leave them with a creeper or worse. My boyfriend's ex had 2 kids from 2 different men that she completely abandoned. Not gave up for adoption, just left them with their fathers and chose to be a deadbeat mom. If you look at her social media, you have no clue they even existed. I will never understand this, so I came here to see what specifically the women have to say. I am this child. Just turned 37 and recently got more information out of my mother than I've ever had in my life. She was homeless and pregnant. He wanted out. She told him he wasn't allowed to be around for the fun parts of having a kid if he was going to leave her to handle the hard parts alone. He agreed. No idea who or where he is or how much he knows about me, if anything. I know he has other kids, but don't know if they know about me. I used to imagine he was extremely successful and living an idyllic picket fence life, etc., but after hearing that from mum seems more likely that he's trailer trashed somewhere. Oh well. Ask that sperm donor on 90 Day Fiancé. Had an affair. I was stupid and forever an asshole. She at least found someone and got a better job. I don't know if being in the baby's life will make it any better. I think it'll just make things worse. Till the day I die I'll live in shame and regret. I wish I was worth more dead than alive. It's the same way that most life on earth feel about their offspring. Never, and I mean never, have a child with your best friend.